Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my hope that this video is going to find you in good health. Yesterday, there was a big funeral somewhere in Makwiny. And that funeral was attended by almost the entire leadership from Ukambani region. And Raila Odinga also sent his representatives, led by the Kakamega governor, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, and Edwin Sifuna. Charity Ngilu was there. Professor Kivutha Kibwana was there. Wiper leadership were also present at that event, led by the the senator for Makwiny, Mutula Kalonzo Jr. And Mutula Kalonzo Jr. spoke at the event, and he delivered a message, raw message, to Raila Odinga. I want you to listen to his speech, because after he spoke, Edwin Sifuna was given a chance and he responded. Listen in.
Kwa sababu ninataka niseme hivi. Mimi kama National Vice Chairman wa WAN, na nimefurahi nimeona Governor Oparanya Deputy Leader ODM. Nimefurahi nimemwona Sifuna Secretary General ODM. Nataka niwaambie na karibu the governors and PK. Tunamuita PK Peter Kenny. Hii ngome ya Makwiny inaitwa Wiper. Hii ngome. And when it was in 2017, this is a place that delivered to NASA over 90%. Ndio kwa sababu tunataka mtu heshimu hata kama tumenyamaza. Wewe Sifuna ukasema tusipatiwe pesa ya chama. Tumehangaika, ni sawa tu. Tuko sawa? Na okay. Governors walikutana last week. Nataka niseme hapa mbele ya kanisa. Na kwa sababu mmenikasirisha. Mukasema mnataka Kalonzo aingie azimio. Na mukasema Kalonzo anaitisha pesa 3 billion shillings. Nataka msimame hapa mtuambie ni lini Kalonzo aliitisha pesa, aliitisha nani na aliitisha wapi? Yeah. Ende kumutu osa hata inyu. Kalonzo ni mtu mtulivu. Hata hawezi kuinua kidole. And if you want Kalonzo to be in Azimio, why would you insult him? Wewe Oparanya enda uulize hiyo swali Raila Odinga. Kwa sababu hajapigia Kalonzo akamwambia ingia Azimio. Ametuma Charity, ametuma Mutua na ametuma Governor Kibwana. Waseme Kalonzo aingie Azimio. In fact, gazeti imeonyesha wakimvuta miguu na mikono. Wakimpeleka chama lazima. Ile mtu uligazimio cha lazima.
Now, if you listened to that speech by Mutula Kalonzo Jr. and the reaction from the crowd, it definitely means that the crowd were actually with Mutula Kalonzo Jr. And then Edwin Sifuna responded to the accusations. I want you to also pay close attention to what Edwin Sifuna is also saying.
Kwa sababu mimi ni Mkatoliki na nimefunzwa kuhusu msamaha. Kabla sijasema lolote ndugu yangu, mimi nakusamehe. Na moyo yangu inabaki ikiwa safi. Kusema kweli. Kwa sababu ukweli utasalia kuwa ukweli. Kuna mambo hapa ambayo yamezungumzwa na mimi nataka nijiweke chini ya huyu father wenu huyu. Sijui parish yenu inaitwa namna gani. Anaitwa nani? Father Nzomo. Father Nzomo, mimi kama Sifuna Mkatoliki ambaye nimebatizwa, nataka uniite kwa ofisi yako pamoja na ndugu yangu Mutula Kalonzo. Niwe mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu nitoe stakabadhi, documents ya kuonyesha pesa ambayo imelipwa kutoka chama cha ODM kwenda kwa chama ya Wiper. Alafu wewe father utakuja uwaambie hawa watu kama nadanganya ama nasema ukweli. Kwa sababu kitu kama pesa kulipwa mahali si kitu ambayo unaweza kuficha. Mutula Kalonzo is a lawyer like me. I am putting myself before the church as the Secretary General of ODM with documentation to show the money that has been paid to Wiper Democratic Movement. Number two, I am happy, Honorable Mutula Kalonzo, that you acknowledge that we have a common enemy. That in fact you and me are not enemies. Wakati ambapo tumevuruga hii watu wengine kama rafiki yangu Weta tukamtoa kwa kiti, we have never touched your seat. You are still our minority whip. Why is that? We have a lot of respect for you because of who you are and the work you have done for the people of Makwiny. And we wish you all the best. You want to be the governor. You are a young person like me. I would like to see you elected as governor because we want to see young people in leadership. So, mimi najua umekubali kwamba our common enemy is one. Sio sisi tumekuja hapa kusema ati lazima Kalonzo ajiunge na Azimio. Hapana. Ushawishi ndio ina win watu. Baba ametufunza sisi kwamba siasa ni ushawishi, siasa ulazimishi, siasa huwezi shurutisha, lazima kwa sera zako na maongezi yako uvutie watu waingie ndani. Si ni kweli? The right of political association is one that requires free will. Free will. We will not force anyone to join any political coalition that they are not. But pia umesema we mwenyewe ya kwamba watu ya Ukambani lazima wakuwe ndani ya serikali. Na dalili ya mvua ni nini? Mawingu. Kila mtu Kenya hii, hata ukikasirika, unajua rais wa 5 wa nchi hii ni Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga.
Now, the reason I'm giving that background is for you to understand where Wiper and ODM are politically speaking. There's a feeling within the Wiper party that Raila Odinga's ODM party betrayed Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And within ODM party, they believe that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka should be a partner in the Azimio. And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, Raila Odinga and his brigades are in the coastal region. Kalonzo Musyoka is also in the coastal region, together with Gideon Moi and One Kenya Alliance movement. And as was expected, Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga held 2-hour meeting in Mombasa in the morning. So in this video, I want us to look at why Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga met, probably what they wanted to achieve by that particular meeting. But before we do that, if you are watching this channel for the first time, please just click the subscribe button there, because what we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't find any other place. So the best thing you can do is to click the subscribe button now. I'm waiting for you to do that. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Please give this particular video thumbs up. You can share it with your friends in WhatsApp, Facebook, and any other place. Or you can also just drop your comments so that we can, because I normally take a lot of time to read the comments. And by the way, I also need to analyze Moses Kuria's homecoming, because if you ask me, it was a flop. I also need to analyze Justin Muturi's event, which in my view was also a flop. Maybe tomorrow. Now let us get back to the main issue. Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga are going to work together in 2022. But I know one thing for sure, that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is not going to be Raila Odinga's running mate. So how Ukambani region is going to react to that development is what I still don't know. The only advantage Raila Odinga has is that apart from Kalonzo Musyoka, the other group which is normally anti-Kalonzo Musyoka from Ukambani are also part of Azimio, that is the 3 governors. So these guys are going to work together. But Kalonzo Musyoka is putting terms because he feels Raila Odinga has betrayed him before and therefore will not want to be betrayed again. President Uhuru Kenyatta has been working so hard from the background to bring Kalonzo Musyoka on board, especially after the other co-principals in Oka, that is Musalia Mudavadi and Weta, bolted out. But let us not get into all those for now. Let us focus on why this meeting took place and probably what was discussed. In my view, the first thing which was on the table is the 3 governors from Kampani. You know, Raila Odinga is working very closely with Governor Ngilu of Kitui, with Governor Alfred Mutua of Machakos, and with Governor Professor Kivutha Kibwana of Makwiny. These 3 governors are not seeing eye to eye with Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, or they don't have time for Kalonzo Musyoka, maybe apart from Ngilu. And these governors were not elected on Wiper ticket. Professor Kivutha Kibwana was elected on Wiper ticket, but it was an afterthought, because in the first term, he was elected on his own political party. And the way they've been campaigning in Ukambani, Kalonzo is actually their target. And they made the accusation that Kalonzo Musyoka demanded some money. So I'm convinced that the reason Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka met was because of the statements which were uttered by these 3 governors during their campaigns. And probably Kalonzo Musyoka put Raila Odinga to task to explain maybe why he's working with those governors, and those governors are working to undermine him in Ukambani region. So moving forward, I don't expect to see Ngilu, Kibwana, and and Dr. Alfred Mutua attacking the Wiper leader. That's something you won't see again. Their objective, they already achieved their objective. Because Raila Odinga was like, why should I wait for Kalonzo if he's not willing? Why don't I just go to the ground? And the only way Raila Odinga could go to the ground in Ukambani is through these governors. And I did another video where I explained that probably the reason why Raila Odinga is using these governors was to push Kalonzo Musyoka to accept to be part of the Azimio movement. So that's number 1. Number 2, the other objective of this meeting, in my view, was that Raila and Kalonzo wanted to dispel any suspicion of bad blood between them, so that their supporters can now start operating normally. The truth of the matter is that Kalonzo and Raila don't have problems, but they're in politics. And political competition would mean sometimes attacking each other. And the way Mutula Kilonzo attacked ODM in Makwiny, and the way ODM responded, meant that if they didn't dispel this suspicion, then the troops were still going to attack each other. So in my own thinking, I think one of the reasons why these guys met was just to dispel that suspicion. Because after meeting, you will not hear these guys attacking each other again. So that's number 2. Number 3, I also think that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is planning to join Azimio. And of course, he has alluded to the fact that he's likely to join Azimio, but through President Uhuru Kenyatta. And I strongly believe that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Kalonzo Musyoka have agreed to terms. So the president asked Kalonzo Musyoka to go and meet Raila Odinga. And that's why Gideon Moi was present, because Gideon Moi doesn't have any problem. In fact, if there's someone who is pushing for Raila Odinga's presidency, it's Gideon Moi. So Gideon Moi accompanying Kalonzo Musyoka to this particular event is basically to try and agree to terms how One Kenya Alliance leadership will join, and probably the role they are going to play if it's campaigns. How are they going to campaign? Are they going to join Raila Odinga, or are they going to conduct separate campaigns? Because the reason they're saying they met was that Kalonzo had planned to hold a rally in Tononoka, and Raila Odinga had also planned to hold a rally in Tononoka. So there was no way they were going to have 2 events. So Kalonzo Musyoka then decided to go to Kisauni. And I'm asking myself, let's just be fair. In Kisauni, by yesterday, they had already pitched the tents. So which means by yesterday, they had already shifted their base to Kisauni. So the idea of, these guys were supposed to meet in Tononoka is neither here nor there. So the truth of the matter is that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and One Kenya Alliance leadership are putting their terms to Raila Amolo Odinga. Number 4, in my view, I think the whole thing is also intended to prepare Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka supporters of the possibility that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka will not be on the ballot, and that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is headed to Azimio. Let me use the case of Musalia Mudavadi so that you can understand. You see, Musalia Mudavadi was always very optimistic in his statements. He assured everybody that he was not going to join William Ruto. But the signals were always there. Cleophas Malala would always attack Raila Odinga, will always attack Kalonzo. But Mudavadi would always defend him. So, Mudavadi supporters started reading signals from Malala that there's a chance that Mudavadi will join Ruto. So when he finally made that announcement, it was not a surprise to anybody, unless you don't read politics. But those who read politics like me, when Mudavadi decided to invite Ruto for that NDC, it was not a surprise. It was expected because signals had already been sent. So that's exactly the signal which is being sent to Kalonzo Musyoka supporters, that Kalonzo Musyoka is likely to work with Raila Odinga, is likely to join Azimio. And lastly, about the NDC, Raila Odinga's NDC and Jubilee Party NDC. Jubilee and ODM will have NDC on 25th. And then on 26th, they'll also have NDC. I don't know how they're going to separate it, but I think on 26th, the NDC is going to be joined. On that particular day, President Ruto will be present, Raila Odinga will be present. Rest assured, Kalonzo Musyoka will be present, Gideon Moi will be present, Martha Karua will be present, and maybe, and just maybe, Moses Kuria will be present, and Mwangi Kiunjuri. So probably Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga agreed to terms like, you'll come to our NDC, I came to yours, and these are some of the things we intend to do on that particular day, so please come prepared. Tumelewana. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.